Hello and welcome to Catalyze Music Academy. My name is Zaak Kerstetter. I'm an Ableton Certified Trainer. And today's quick tip is going to be a real quick and easy one. I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about the boom knob, which is one of the best named knobs in all of Live, in my opinion. And it also does some pretty fun, interesting things as well. So before we dive into it, we got a little kick drum right here. Just sound like this. I got like a nice kind of punchy kick drum, has a nice kind of impact to it, but it's missing a little bit of the low end that I might want in my kick drum. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the drum bus audio effect. This is a really fantastic effect that is designed to put on your entire drum rack or your entire drum group, so you can kind of process it all at the same time. It's got like a saturator over here. It's got some shaping / EQ / more distortion controls. But the part I want to focus on is the boom knob right here. So what this is going to do is that anytime the drum bus receives a low frequency signal, usually something like a kick drum, it's going to generate even more low frequency signals to help beef it up a bit, which is great. So we're going to go ahead and just hit play, hear what this sounds like. And as I turn the boom knob up, you're going to hear it's going to start adding more low end in there, all the way up to 100%. One thing that I have noticed here is that if you are under 50% boom, you get this really nice clean sine wave 808 style thing going on. But as you go above 50%, it's going to start distorting. Sometimes you might want that. Sometimes you might want a big distorted low end, in which case, go for it. Crank it up all the way. But if you're looking for something that's a little cleaner, keep it just below 50%, and that's gonna be a lot cleaner. On top of that, this is gonna be fixed frequency. So it's always gonna play the same low frequency note. However, we can change that with this frequency control right here. So I can pitch this up or down. Wherever I think sounds good. Generally, what you want to do is you want to pitch this to be the root note of whatever key that you're in. So if you're in F minor, you want to probably pitch this to an F. However, you'll notice that this displays the frequency in hertz. And unless you know the frequency to hertz translation by heart, this can be a little tricky. However, they do give you a little control down here that indicates what is the closest note. So we can see right now I'm at 49.7 hertz. And if I go down here, we can see the closest note is G0. However, I'm not exactly on G0, and I know that because there either will be a little plus sign or a little minus sign right here. But if I click on this guy, it's going to round it down to 49 hertz, which is exactly the G note. Or if I switch this over to something, I don't know, say we're down here, you can see it says F sharp and then minus. That means we're just below the F sharp note. So if I click on this, it then rounds it up to the F sharp note at 46.2 hertz. So you can get this to be exactly the note you want. Like I said, usually the root note of the key that you're in. Other than that, we can also adjust the decay. This is going to be how long it echoes out for. So right now we have this big, long, boomy 808 style low end going on, but if I want this to be a little tighter, I can turn this down. It can be either like super huge and obvious down here, or you can make it a little more subtle depending on what your style of music you're into and what you're into. On top of that, we can also hit the little headphone icon right here. This will mute the original signal, so we will only hear the boom. So we can focus on tweaking this exactly to be whatever settings you want, and then you can turn this off, and then you get the two of them together. That's it. That's kind of those are the options you get. Really fun, really easy to use. If your kicks are just sounding a little thin, a little weak, especially in that low frequency area, this is a great way to make them stand out a bit more, make them a little bit more noticeable. I will also mention that if you already have a kick drum that has a lot of low frequency information, probably don't need to do this. You can definitely overdo it with those really low frequencies, and it can really get in the way of your mix. So I like to pair this up specifically with kick drums like this one that have a nice punch to it, a nice impact, but are missing a little bit of the low end. And I can also go in here and like tweak the other settings from like the saturator to really kind of like get exactly the right kind kick drum that I want between the saturation controls and the boom controls. It's great for basically taking nearly any kick drum sample and just really turning it into something a lot more interesting than just a single kick drum. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed watching that. If you did, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I release videos every Monday and Thursday, as well as live streaming on Tuesdays and Fridays. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see you again soon.